Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations. I'm here with my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. So sit back, relax. Let's have a conversation this morning. We hope you'll participate and give us your feedback. We'd love to know how you feel about these subjects. So, without further ado, we're going to get this party started. How you doing, Fran?
I am well. Welcome everybody watching live on the replay from wherever you are watching. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Cecilia. So today we're talking about, let's see, comments, banners. We are talking about you can get with this or you can get with that. Every Monday morning we have a interesting conversation or thoughts that happen. And today's thought on Monday was based on the scripture. We are biblically based, so we're not apologizing for that. But it's based on the scripture in Deuteronomy 30:19 that says, I set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. I record this day against you that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. And so therefore choose life so you and your seed can live. So I went and then I was looking at that today and I'm thinking, we've been given choices every day.
Yes, indeed.
We have a choice, and the choices we make are going to determine where we're going to end up in life.
Okay.
We can get with this or we can get with that. Which one of the choices that we make every day is going to take us to where we want to be or where we think we should be or where we're supposed to be? Okay, so health-wise, we have choices every day. Absolutely. You decide you're going to be healthy, fit, trim, and somebody brings by the donut box. You have a choice at that time to either get with that or you can get with the thing that you brought in your bag, which is your apple, your fruit, your, maybe you brought some stuff that tasty, whatever you prepared or wherever you got something, you get a chance to choose life.
Okay.
You get to choose that.
Now, and this is an everyday thing. This is a every moment thing. Choices, where we are made up of all the little choices that we've made so far. What we choose to say to ourselves, what we choose to believe, what we take action on. Did you choose to wash the dishes? What would you say in the last 6 months? Now that's a little thing, right? And most of us have dishwashers, but if you didn't load it, or you didn't do the sink thing, then it's probably looking pretty crazy up there in the kitchen. And that is just one little choice. What does Cecilia say here?
She said, I need to work on good choices. Hey, Tachi.
Well, you're not the only one, Celia, because I think, we've been talking a lot too, Francine, about being kind to ourselves, being gracious, and not being so hard on ourselves. And so, when you go into the store, there are choices. And one of the bad choices that I've been making lately, ladies, is allowing myself to have my favorite candy. Now, it's not that I buy one box. It's it's a pandemic, so I'm going to stock up. This is not a cute thing. And it is working against the good choices that I'm making, like walking. Like, you know what I'm saying to you?
Right. It is you made the choice to do for health reasons. And this is all of us. but are we, like you said, making other choices that counteract that good choice?
Exactly.
Bringing stuff into the house and we know we're not supposed to.
Okay.
We know that the end result of that choice is not going to take us to where we want to go. So we're going on this road and we keep taking these detours.
Exactly.
Which means we're not going to get to the destination that we wanted to get to, or not get to it in the time frame that we wanted, because we keep taking the detours.
And part of that whole issue is with our brain. The whole issue is, well, I can have that because I'm doing this. No, you got to do both. If you want the end result that you started toward with this. Okay.
Wow.
I know.
So what am I going to do about my choice? I can get with this or I can get with that.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? A little of that can really undermine this.
Yep. I want to hear from the people watching live or on all those, or those watching on the replay. Thinking back, I've made some choices, like Terry was saying. I'm using my healthy, fit, and trim scenario. I want to be healthy, fit, and trim. Got a bike. I'm riding the bike, drinking more water, resting, but then snacking on stuff to justify
the sacrifice.
Right. I can't do that. That's not getting me to where I want to go.
It is not. And we've had a lot of changes going on here in California. Choose my words wisely. And so as a result, we tend to try to be gentler and gentler with ourselves. But gentle doesn't mean sabotage. Now, we have a comment over here from Celia. Do you want to put that up?
Yeah. Cecilia says, great topic, ladies. I really needed to hear this and get it in my soul, not losing the weight I should because I keep cheating. And it's because we keep telling ourselves, it's okay. I'm doing the other thing.
Yes. But but we knew before we did it that it was going to sabotage this.
Right. And so what am I doing now? Okay. I'm working. So in this goes with any area of your life. You can make a choice standing in line. Now, you know that purchase that you was about to make for them blue suede shoes right over there was not a part of your budget or your plan, your happiness plan. On your happiness plan, you write out the things that you are going to get with the funds that come in. There's a plan for it. The blue suede shoes was not on the plan, but you buy them anyway. Now, the thing that you had planned can't get paid for or funded or whatever because you diverted the funds from the plan to the blue suede shoes.
Correct.
What have we been doing in our businesses? Okay. Since we've been talking all this month about going to the front of your own line, what have you been diverting away from things that you know that you should do for you and your business? But you're diverting it over to somebody else's business or somebody else's project. Not to say,
or maybe you should be in the business of helping people with that kind of stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's okay if that is your
time
business.
for a shift.
Right. So if it's okay if that's your business to be helping the other people, then that's fine.
And you need to know that that's your business and that you've made a shift. You know what I mean, Francine?
Not saying there's no right or wrong. We just want everybody to be aware. Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? And did I make the right choice? And you can make another choice if it wasn't the right one.
There you go. Absolutely.
You're still here.
Mm-hmm.
You can say, oh, I need to do better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me try this. I could do something else now. I did not like the outcome of that, so I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think about that? I mean, maybe is it really time for a shift, or are you able to get back to this because this is really what you wanted?
I think we need to talk about that too. It's okay to change your mind.
Absolutely.
A lot of times we think because we made this, we have to stick it out and we just have to do it because I made that choice and now I have to live with it. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you? Not if it was a bad choice, you don't have to live with it. Make a different choice to change that. Oh, I bought the shoes a size too small. I guess I'll just have to keep them.
Or maybe it's run its course.
Here's the thing. We would take the shoes back and get the right size. We wouldn't just keep them because they didn't fit and okay, well, they were the wrong size. I got to be stuck with it. No. Take them back, get the right size, make the better choice.
Make the better choice. There you go. There you go. Make the better choice. Oh, that's a t-shirt.
Yeah, between you and Dr. Tachi, make the better choice.
Make the better choice.
Make the better choice.
Mm-hmm.
What is the better choice? Only you know. Because it's an individual thing. What's the better choice? For some people, they can do pastas and breads and da 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 da. I have to make a different choice. I can do it every once in a while. Okay, Tachi. Mm-hmm. I can do it every once in a while. Uh-huh. That can't be a lifestyle.
Mm-mm.
I have to think about that.
You know, this is the end of I think Monday tonight at midnight, Yom Kippur ends, and during that, the individuals fast. Okay, and don't participate in certain things during those 2 days. You know, maybe sometimes we just need to fast some stuff. You know what I mean? Like resist some stuff. Resist this. Resist this choice, or go for the walk.
Right. You're making the better choice. Hey, Alfredo.
Yeah.
You're making the better choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What were my options for walking when the fires, had the smoke and stuff had filled the air? What was my choice at that time? Mm-hmm. My choice at that time, I can do some indoor walking, turn the fan on, turn on the air purifier, mm-hmm. and walk in the house. I could do that. Or I can just say, well, I'm just going to sit on the couch and just wait until the smoke blows over, until the air quality improves.
And what can we learn from that? Because when it happened, Francine, I said, oh, it's only going to be a couple of days. I'll just skip my walk altogether. And it kept going and getting bigger. I'm like, okay, I've got to get up and walk inside. Now, it seems like, for those of you who don't live in California, it seems like the fires are starting up again in areas close to where Francine and I live. But I learned from that experience, and I will not just forget about the walk. I'm going to turn on my walk indoor app. I'm going to go to YouTube, because she also has a YouTube channel for walk at home. And I'm going to walk at home, because I'm getting further and further behind waiting for quote unquote things to change. Or if you're waiting for things to quote unquote get back to normal, I'm here to tell you this is the new normal. And here's a choice. You can wait to order your stuff for Christmas in November or December like you usually do, or you can order it now and not stress about it. Know that it's on its way, and that you're not caught up in, the last minute woo-ha of the supply chain, because this is going to be a different year. This is not that.
I don't know what to tell you other than we got to make better choices. We got to think about our choices. We got to think about why we're doing what we're doing. I really do believe everybody is on the right path for their lives, and you figured out what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Now it's the choice of getting in there and doing it every day, showing up to do what it is that you're called to do, and making that choice to, okay, I need to set aside time to do this. I need to eat well. I need to move. I need to set my appointments. I need to learn Zoom. I need to learn whatever it is that I need to learn. It is a choice to do that. Or you can just sit back and moan and groan, like so many people are moaning and groaning about things that they have to do, or get in there and do it.
Listen, when necessity meets the road, you will get in there and do it. I had my first experience with online learning with a 6-year-old, okay, on an Android device. Okay, so these are all things that are foreign to me. How a 6-year-old thinks, navigates, the fact that her eyes are sharper than mine. So the screw, she's got the little thing like this. I'm like, how do we magnify this? Just, I'm saying to you, this is not that. And you're going to have to adapt.
And how about new math on Zoom? It was already bad because they didn't change the math formula or whatever they did.
The kids. And what I do not understand about new math is that it's okay to get it's about this much. When I'm shooting for the moon, I do not want it to be about this much. I want it to be the exact number.
Because, okay, they changed the curriculum. They changed the basic formulas for doing whatever they did, math, trigonometry, and they changed stuff. Now you have to learn it on Zoom, or teach it to the kids and help your kids through it. You have become the teacher.
Absolutely.
Well, in my opinion, you should have been the teacher anyway.
But they didn't want you interfering with the process, evidently, to this extent. They'll send the homework home, but the kid is supposed to, remember the instructions. Okay, 4th grade, right? Remember the instructions, and B, remember what you taught in class.
I couldn't even remember,
girl,
the instructions. I'm looking at some of the work and I'm like, seriously? What happened to 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4? Three
Look,
times three is nine. What? What?
the 6-year-old was doing word problems in her math, and they were worded in such a way that I was like, okay, I have to really think about this. Is this a riddle or is this a math problem? Okay. So now if the kid has problems with language arts and they're trying to do a word problem at the age of 6, this becomes an issue. I'm just saying. The other thing that I found about this online learning, because this is not that, or that you have to choose whether or not you're going to, children get to choose whether or not to go do all their stuff at one time. And then the rest of the day, they're good. Because if you have a kid that understands the assignments, they can finish those assignments in maybe 20 minutes. What would normally take an hour in the classroom, because you have other kids or they're working in a group, et cetera, that activity might take an hour. And each group will be reporting out and so forth and so. But now if they're just doing their part of the assignment, or their little group is doing it, they can finish that in 15 minutes. Now, what do you do with the kid and you're working at home? What choices are you going to make?
And you're going to have to see, now you're going to have to come up with a curriculum you're going to have to be the teacher and come up with a plan for the kids, but orchestrate that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Now, here's what's unusual. The 6-year-old, when I asked her what was her favorite class, which I wasn't expecting this, she said recess.
Well, she's smart. Wouldn't that like the gym?
Yes, it's like it's time to go outside and play.
And I like the fact that they incorporate gym in there, mm-hmm. or recess.
Yes, and she has some little apps on there that she can go to at recess.
But I'm talking about like recess. We needed recess when we were adults. Even as adults, we need recess. We need to go out and play. Mm-hmm. Air quality is good. Go out and play. So technically, if you think of your workouts as recess or gym class,
let's rename them.
It's gym class and recess. Now it's not like, oh my God, I gotta go work out. No, it's like, oh,
work out.
It is recess.
There you go.
PE, physical education. I think I like that. It changes the whole dynamic. And now I can choose PE class. Oh, I have PE at 7:00.
I have recess. I'm starting the day with recess.
So I like this. I have a choice. I can have PE or recess, or I can be like, oh, now my mind is a bit more receptive to the fact of it.
Celia says, she says, I like that too. I do too, Celia. I'm changing a lot of my language. In fact, I may even start a YouTube channel.
Change the name, change that name. Recess, happiness plan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cecilia said recess all day. But do we take recess in life? We don't. We don't know how to have some fun. We don't know how to relax and have some fun. Okay, you have your work schedule all set, and you all are all high achievers, and you're going after it. But you're supposed to take a break and have some fun. What did Rika call it when she was here? Blackout day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, there's nothing on the schedule.
And the kids need that. We actually all need that to kind of deprocess and deprogram in your mind so that your mind is not like, "Argh." Give your brain some space, some white space. That is what Einstein, when you just, okay, stop thinking, because you keep trying to figure out the answer and you just need to pull back and stop thinking. Throw a ball, do something, give your brain some white space.
Now you see this a lot in tech companies, right? Where they have space for people to go take a nap, play some ping pong, whatever, right there in the office space, so they can, shift their brain.
Right.
And when you come back, oftentimes you have the answer. It's just clear, like, oh, I didn't see that.
The angels are singing and everybody, because you got it. Just because you were able to reprocess. So today the thought was, you can get with this or that, and the fact that we get to choose. We get to choose life. We get to choose things that are going to help us to get to where we want to be. We can choose to be healthy. All of our choices are what we are living right now. We're living in our choices right now.
Exactly.
And we can choose better. Is that what we said the t-shirt was going to be?
I do believe. Did I write it down? Oh, make the better choice.
Make the better choice. So we want to encourage you to make the better choice. And we are going to be finishing. Let me see how many more on this segment with finish, because we were talking about finish, and
I took a minute to write that out because I had it abbreviated.
Right. And so we got two more on finish, and in our finish project, because we want to finish. It's September, we want to finish. So would you like to hear I was going to say the rest of the story, but we can get started on finish. Terry, you ready? Everybody ready?
And then we'll close with that. Okay.
Right.
So see, I'm glad you decided to join us today, Al. It's great to have you in the house.
Right.
Learning, going with the kids. He's got I think at least 2 children that I saw on screen once.
All right, so stand by. Oops, I need to come out of here for a second. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to share the audio. I'm going to hit share, and I'm going to hit play first, then I'll do that.
We've already learned a lot about what it takes to finish. We learned the 4 parts of a goal. We learned that we have to get the size right, that we have to choose what to bomb, that we have to make it fun if we really want it done. So now let's ask another question. If we know all of that, what's going to get in the way of our finishing? What are the obstacles going to be? If we have all these tools, what are the things that are going to prevent us from using them? Well, what you have to do in this moment is think about your secret rules. Everyone brings secret rules into the work they do. Things they don't even know they're doing, but are really driving a lot of their actions, a lot of their decisions, and are keeping them stuck. Here's an example of one that a lot of perfectionists struggle with. Perfectionists believe it has to be all or nothing. A perfectionist would rather get a 0 than a C-. The people you know right now in your life, the people with the messiest cars, the messiest offices, are usually perfectionists. Oh, wait. Aren't they type A? Aren't they neat freaks? They are. But if they can't clean something down to the toothbrush level, they won't even start. The perfectionists you work with have messy offices with empty coffee mugs and water bottles and a possum family in the corner. I meet perfectionists all the time. They'll say, John, my fitness goal is I want to run 3 miles every day. Today, I only have time for 2, so I'm not going to do anything. And you want to say, well, 2 is way more than none. But they've got this secret rule of all or nothing. Another one that people struggle with is might as well. And this is the French fry rule. This is I ate 1 French fry, so I might as well eat 1,000 and also eat ice cream tonight. Once I've broken the goal just a little bit, I might as well go all the way in. And there's a really interesting example of this principle in the nature world. There's a bird called the cuckoo bird. We've all heard of it. It's the one in the clocks, but it's actually a real bird. Now, a cuckoo is what's known as a parasitic brood, which means when it's going to have a baby, it doesn't make its own nest. It finds another bird that already has a nest and already has eggs in it, and then the cuckoo hides its egg amongst all the other ones. Now, most birds are terrible at arithmetic, so that bird doesn't even notice that there's a new egg there. Now, the cuckoo has a faster incubation cycle, so it hatches first. And the first thing it does is kill every other egg in the nest. The mother bird usually dies of exhaustion from overfeeding this alien species. In this photo, we can even see in that mother bird's little beady eyes that she's thinking, this is some nonsense. This Jabba the Hutt looks nothing like me. Now, we can see the lie in that image, can't we? But I would argue that a lot of us have a hard time seeing the lies we bring into the work we do. Lies like a fear of success. I know a lot of people that as they work on their goals have a fear of success that holds them back. I met a business owner who told me one day, John, that CEO makes $5 million a year. How do you think he sleeps at night? And I wanted to say, probably on Hungarian down pillows, probably pretty well. But see, he had a definition of what was right and what was wrong. Came to money, when it came to success. So he had a secret line he didn't even know he was living against. So anytime his business got to a certain size and it got too close to that line of selfish or sinful or whatever he thought, he would pull it back. He would self-sabotage. That's what happens. You've worked with people that do that. The phrase we say is they can't get out of their own way. It's like right as the boat is coming back into the harbor, they drill holes in it and sink it down to the bottom. And I don't know what your secret rule is. Maybe it's you're not a leader. I know a lot of people that as they grow at a company, as they work on big goals, they get new leadership opportunities, but they pull back. And part of the reason they pull back is that when they were in college, a professor told them, you're not a great natural leader. And they believed that. And they've been believing that for 10 years and operating against that without even knowing. Maybe it's public speaking. A lot of people get public speaking opportunities, but when they were in 8th grade, a teacher said, you're not a good public speaker, and they pull back. Maybe it's that you're not creative. That's a rule people struggle with. And what they mean is they're not artsy, but everybody's creative, but they pull back from creative opportunities because they believed a long time ago that I'm not a creative person. You see secret rules at companies all the time. One is that there are bad ideas. Every meeting I've ever been to, anytime we brainstorm, they always say, hey, just so we're clear, there are no bad ideas. But then everybody immediately looks at the boss or the most powerful person in the room and tries to say slightly less crazy things than that person. Because at that company, there is a rule. And the secret rule is there are bad ideas, be careful. And that's really toxic to a team culture. Sometimes teams start to believe I can't ask questions, or I can't share my full ideas, or I can't share my weaknesses. There's this old school mentality that I see sometimes where people think if I share a weakness, people won't trust my strengths. I would argue that the new school mentality is if I pretend I don't have weaknesses, people won't trust my strengths. Have you ever confessed something to somebody at work? You said, hey, I sometimes have an issue with anger. They're never surprised. They never go, what? You? We just thought that was happy screaming. We're all so shocked. When you pretend you don't have weaknesses, people won't trust your strengths. When you pretend you know everything, they won't let you learn either. If you show up to a situation and think you have to know all the answers, you don't get to learn. You don't get to grow. But sometimes people have a secret rule that says, I should already know how to do everything. And I think it's the opposite. I think we need each other. I think we need to teach each other and encourage each other. I think right now you should be connected to 2 people. One person who's 20 years ahead of you and one person who's 20 years behind. We understand the 20 years ahead, don't we? We call that person a mentor. That's the kind of person you can say to, hey, when you were my age, when you were at my stage of my career, what do you wish you knew? And they'll go, these 10 things I thought were important, it's really these 3. But what about the person who's 20 years behind? What about the person who's in their mid-20s? I'm in my mid-40s. Why would I be connected to somebody who's in their mid-20s? Here's why. They grew up in the new way. I grew up in the old way. Sometimes for me to change, the first thing I have to do is unlearn the old way. The person in their 20s doesn't have to unlearn it. They come to the table with fresh ideas. They see things I'm not seeing. I have to be in relationship with them. And when I do, I get to borrow someone's diploma. That's one of my favorite ways to break a secret rule, is borrowing someone else's diploma. Where does it say you have to have had the experience to learn from the experience? I saw a great example of this once from Will Smith, the rapper and the actor. When he was 21 years old, he was going to move to LA from West Philadelphia, born and raised. On the playground was where he spent most of his days. And his manager, James Lasseter, came to him and said, if we move to LA without a goal, that city's going to eat us alive. What's your goal? And Will Smith said, I want to be the biggest movie star in the entire world. Now, that's a great goal, but let's be honest, that's not a unique goal, is it? Every kid on a bus from Kansas to Hollywood has that goal right now. Your goal doesn't have to be that unique. Maybe your goal is, I want to hit my sales numbers. I want to grow this company. I want to scale this thing. I want to do a big product launch. Other people have done that. So then Will Smith and his team said, have they taught us something we can learn from? Have they left a trail? Is there a residue? Can we borrow their diploma? So they studied the top 10 highest grossing films of all time and asked, can we find a pattern? Can we learn something? And here's what they learned. 10 out of 10 of the highest grossing films of all time had special effects. 9 out of 10 had special effects with creatures. 8 out of 10 had special effects with creatures and a love story. Now, that's way too simple to work, right? There's no way something that simple could help somebody's career. Do you know why we like complex solutions? Because then we don't have to do them. When I meet somebody and they say, John, I'm gonna get in shape. I need a plan. I'll say, okay, you ready? 4 words. Eat less, move more. And they go, no. It needs to be complicated. It needs to involve yoga and like juicing things. I'm gonna drink so many beets that are juice. I'm gonna do Pure Barre. And the more complicated it gets, the more I know they're not going to actually do it. But there's no way this works for something like Hollywood, right? I don't know your industry. I don't know what business you're in right now, but let's agree that Hollywood is one of the most fickle industries in the world, right? I mean, think about it this way. There was a movie once that had Han Solo in it, Harrison Ford. It had 007, James Bond, Daniel Craig. It was directed by Jon Favreau, fresh off of Iron Man. It was produced by Ron Howard, fresh off of everything. That movie made $11 million. I don't mean in the first day. I don't mean the first weekend. I mean, it grossed $11 million. It was a huge failure. It was called Cowboys and Aliens. But on paper, it should have worked, but Hollywood's fickle. Contrast that with Smokey and the Bandit. If you're not familiar with that, let me tell you the plot. The plot was they had to get a shipment of cores across state lines. That's not a plot. That's a UPS route. It barely had a script. Burt Reynolds would just show up and be like, I got a mustache, woo, and make stuff up, and they'd film that. It was directed by a first-time director who had never directed a movie before. Previous to that, he was a stunt driver. How do you even go from one job to the other? Does somebody just come up and say, hey, you're great at jumping stuff off of dirt. You ever want to do a whole movie? And you go, I do. Sally Field, who was the co-star in the movie, said, I knew it was the end of my career. I knew it was the end of everything I'd worked for because it was such a bad movie. That movie made $300 million. And the year it came out was the second movie you might have heard of called Star Wars. Hollywood's fickle. There's no way Will Smith can use a simple thing like this to change his career. But then you look at his most successful movies. Independence Day, special effects, creatures, love story. Hancock, special effects. Men in Black 3, special effects, creatures, love story. Men in Black, special effects, creatures, love story. I Am Legend, special effects, creatures, love story if you count the dog. Now, is that a guarantee? It's not. Wild Wild West was a wild, wild bust and had all those features. But let's be clear, we're not talking about being perfect. We're talking about finishing. We're talking about growing. We're talking about hitting our goals. If you help studios make $4 billion, they let you take some risks. Today, what we're trying to do in this series, what we're trying to do is be better today than we were yesterday and repeat tomorrow. So the action I want you to take from this session is, I want you to ask yourself, what are the secret rules that I have to eliminate? As I look at the finish line, as I see that in the distance, what are the things that are going to hold me back? And if you can't find one, ask a friend, ask a spouse, ask somebody who's close enough to tell you the truth.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Okay, your mic is muted and I don't know why.
Oh, I muted myself during the, I'm sorry, during the
Video.
video. I was saying that ties in with our theme. Making better choices. Stop the self-sabotage.
We can do some self-sabotage.
And unlearning some stuff. I say that all the time.
So what's your as we close out today, what is your secret rule that you need to fix? When he was talking about, I can't eat one French fry, so I'm just gonna eat 1,000 and get a milkshake to go with it. I was like, oh. Okay, we gotta fix those rules that we have that are keeping us from making the right choices.
Mine is, it's okay. You have to be gentle with yourself. Yeah, but not with everything, not every day. Not I'll just allow it because this is an unusual time. We'll never be back here. But what I'm really doing is I'm forming a different habit.
And it's going to affect the future.
Exactly.
So please take whatever you need from the video, from our conversation today, apply it, make some change, get the possums out the corner, whatever it is. I was like, oh man, it's okay if you ain't got to eat the one French fries, and then you don't have to eat all 1,000. Make the right choice. What's the T-shirt say?
Make the right choice. Make the better choice. Make the better choice.
Make the better choice. Yeah, Dr. Toxie, I was like, dang, possums in the corner because we ain't cleaning up nothing.
Oh, Cecilia says she encouraging, connections. Always trying to make myself the better. God bless you too.
Make the better choice, Dr. Tachi. We probably need a shirt that we can buy.
Make the
better choice.
Wow.
All right.
That's a thing for educators. Instead of just saying no, make the better choice.
And so we're gonna let you get back to your day. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. First Mondays is coming up on next week. I want to see if we can. Dr. Tachi did a nice little thing. I saw something on Facebook that came up.
Okay.
About how to do video or something. She was explaining. I need to go back in there and look at it. But maybe she can come on and talk to us about how to be better with our live streams.
That would be wonderful.
If she's available. So we will find out. That'll be 4:00 our time, 7:00 on her time on Monday. If that's a possibility, we'd love to have you share, and people can get to know you. To join Biz Chicks, text Biz to 33777, and you'll get a standard operating procedure for success, and it'll connect you with us, and you'll get whatever we learn, we'll share with you. So thank you so much again for tuning in live on the replay. We look forward to seeing you next Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Terry and TJ will be talking digital media and social. I was going to say something else. Digital media, social media, digital marketing. Wednesday, Coach Karen is in with Profits in Daily. Thursday, Robin Shimizu and friends will be talking happy, healthy habits. Friday, we're talking tech in English, and we want to help you and want to see you there. So with that,
remember, guys, to go to the front of your own line, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.